nice when it's finished. Better to knock it all down and start again.
The troll leans in and glares at you with beady little eyes. His breath is like a butcher's offal bucket, left in the sun too long.
No cave for you. No care about other puny trolls. They are weak next to Krug. Nothing can defeat Krug. And no cave for you.
The troll crosses his arms across his chest and shakes his head.
I get sack of meat every day to watch cave. Not answer questions about caves. Island keeps me strong, stronger than other trolls. Go now, or there will be pummeling. I tell you this already. I guard cave for sack of meat. Every day, a new sack filled with tasty chunks. Human, elf, lizard, all is good.
The troll stares at you in abject confusion for a long moment, before...
No cave for you.
Asparagus!
Do you serve the God King's scum?
He opens his mouth in a sloppy grin and pokes his tongue through rotten teeth. But his tongue is not a tongue, it's the head of a snake. Its own forked tongue flickers with a puff of black smoke, and it winks at you.
Lord will resurrect the chosen. But how will I know? God came to me in a dream. Snakes. To some, he appears as illegal.
Answer the question. Do you serve the God King?
must hold. The temple must hold. The temple must hold. We held them off. We held them off. We held them off, and Alexander was saved. The temple must hold. The temple must... Wait. What?
Hold up. Shriek, please. An empty cave.
The altar before you seems relatively bare. There is no inscription to a god and no offering placed. All you can see is a smear of blood on its surface and a hollow that seems to call for something. You feel an invisible hand grab you by the throat. Cold, unseen lips brush your ear. You can't make out any words, but you understand what you're hearing. Whispered tears, screams in the dark. Blood, pain, blood, blood. The hand releases you, and you stagger back, gasping. The altar watches you silently. It's waiting.
Well, this is more like it. Finally, a structure with teeth.
Eyes closed, the tiger seems to be praying.
I am the last of my hide, my stripe, my streak. All of us but I fell dead in the mist when the true legs had their war. I pray to thee to bring us back to save us from our end.
She cocks her head to listen to a voice you cannot hear.
If the covenant be in good faith, O black-winged god, and all the forest tigers shall return, then I shall accept your...
She opens her eyes and turns to you.
Or what? Shall you kill me with your fog of death like you did my cousins? This is our only chance to live. You, divine, as if. And even if you were divine, look at what the last one did. Lucian brought nothing but death to the forests. No, your word is worthless.
She closes her eyes. A low growl rises in her throat.
They all shall die, my king, and I shall start.
She stares directly at you and bares her teeth.
With the He-Lizard.
The others seem to have made this place into a stronghold. This is where we part ways, I think. Thank you. I'll make sure that Pierce's sacrifice is recorded. He won't be forgotten. Until next time.
The ghostly tiger bares her teeth at you, a triumphant glint in her eye.
When the God King brings the forest tigers back, and we rise to rule, you shall be the first to die. For you there shall be no return.
The ghostly tiger, a vision of her anger floats before you. The tigers of the forest lying lifeless in the fog, and she the last remaining spirit. But she has made a deal. She has sold herself to the God King, and when she rises with her kind, they shall come and hunt you down. She roars in defiant rage. You shall not take her. She belongs to the God King, and you shall not. She's wrong. You shall. The leaves of the altar rustle, a gentle murmur on the breeze. You lean in, a sweet smell wafting around you, the smell of fresh wood, of blooming flowers, of a gentle summer's night. The scent fills your mind, and your vision starts to swim. You blink and find yourself standing in a dark glade. On the wind, you hear a whisper.
God woken.
You turn towards the voice and see the broken body of a fawn. A raven is perched upon its head, pecking at the gory hollow that once held its eye. You're about to turn away when the body twitches.
God-woken.
The raven turns its gore-streaked beak towards you. Its eyes are a deep bloody red. God-woken. It croaks as it takes to the air, circling the glade. God-woken. The fawn's breathing is shallow and ragged, but it nudges a stone towards you. Leaning down, you pick up a round white rock. The deer's breathing is labored, its mouth moving in vain. You lean in close, and it whispers, "Run." As you pull back from the dying creature, you feel a cold, heavy thump on your shoulder. You look up into the fierce red eyes of the raven. "I see you, God-woken," it croaks. "I see you." The blood-flecked beak lunges at your eye, and you feel it. You feel it tear through the lid, through the jelly, and crack against bone. You stumble back, grasping at your face. Your eyes are fine, but the altar is changed, with a crescent moon hacked into the wood. As you leave, you can't shake the dull, thudding ache in your eye. The altar sits before you, leaves rustling quietly in the breeze. A crescent moon has been carved into its wood.
I am at the ready.
Majesty, lower your weapon. Gareth, listen to me.
I will have your head, Seeker.
Be at ease, Magister Rowe. Weapons down. Gareth, I have done you a grave injustice. I was deceived, and I was too weak, too naive to see it.
Alexander holds his hands outwards towards Gareth, his blade resting flat across his palms, a gesture of goodwill and peace.
God-woken? Have you come to witness the death of the noble coward? How fortunate! You can tell the tale of Lucien's other wayward son. Amusing you should defend this slug's life on the basis of his ignorance. Have you seen the terror this man has wrought? Have you forgotten of the purgatory he threw you into? Have you forgotten what he has taken from me? My friends, my parents, my life, a life dedicated to service at his father's side. I've forgotten nothing. Alexander, you are the sinner, yet the gods have allowed us to suffer for it. I would kill you 100 times over if given the chance.
Gareth looks to you, then to Alexander. He digs his teeth into his lower lip until blood seeps out from the tender skin. The silence is thick, yet neither Gareth nor Alexander move.
You are not Damien. You are not Damien. Damien. My sins have been as great as yours, Alexander. I've just been too blind to see them. It's just your father. You could forgive Alexander when I could not, God-woken. I hope you show me the same kindness. I will meet you aboard the Lady Vengeance when you are ready.
That seeker was out for my blood. You have most impressive skills of persuasion, sorcerer. My destiny was unveiled to me in the Hall of Echoes, at last. I realized how Dallis had been sabotaging me all along. She had her accomplice, Rivellon, pose as someone who could train me how to master my God-woken powers. But it was a lie. They sought to hinder, not help. While I was being occupied by Rivellon, Dallis began taking over the Order. I confronted them once I returned from the Hall of Echoes, and the pair of them tried to kill me. They must be Black Ring agents, tasked with preventing me from ascending. They won't succeed, though. I know what needs to be done, and I have good, loyal Magister and Paladin companions to help me see that it is done. I do, and plainly you do not. God-woken you might be, but you are not worthy of becoming divine. Every word you speak betrays the fact. Only I have the will, the strength to do what is necessary. And now that those traitors, Dallas and Friedemann, have no influence over me, the way forward is clear. Make no mistake, God-woken. I do not need to work with you. I will enter the Council when I am fit and ready. But you are desperate. That much is clear. Make yourself of use to me, and I shall help you unlock the Council. You must strike down the one who leads the Black Ring on this island. That is my prize. Do you really think the future Divine should take such risks? Besides, you're the one seeking help. Perhaps you can put your murderous skills to use for the greater good. He's known as the Sallow Man. My father faced him in battle during the Great War. He's a wicked creature, a master of illusions who hides in the shadows and sends others to do his bidding.
Alexander produces an old cowl and mutters an incantation. The cloth glows a cool blue for a moment before settling back. He hands the cowl over to you.
My father concocted this charm so that he could face the Sallow Man in battle. The cowl has now been laced with its essence. Wear it, and he will be forced to reveal himself. Succeed, and perhaps you can join me inside the Council. There we can see who shall be the next Divine.
You're thinking the same thing. Alexander wants to be the new Divine.
Far be it from me to judge the plain, simple mind that dwells within that man's skull. But no. Simply no.
Didn't that guy pretty much invent Fort Joy? Imagine him as the Divine.
She gives you a cool and steady look, then turns away.
It's good to be back with my comrades again. I thought I was done for.
Step carefully, stranger, and do as the Divine Order tells you. Paladin and Magister alike serve Alexander here, and so should you.
The sallow man's bloodless countenance appears within the glass. Wordlessly, pitilessly, hungrily, he asks you for Alexander's head.
When first I saw you pass the Shriekers, I thought perhaps the others had come to join us.
He nods a greeting, then
Keep your hands where I can see him. Bishop Alexander's our responsibility. We ain't no seekers. We'll die protecting him.
The elf prays hard, his eyes tight shut.
Soon, Tir-Cendelius will give us the power to smash the ring and all our enemies. Alexander does not rise. You fool yourself to think otherwise.
He closes his eyes once more and returns to his prayers.
Ho there, hopeful. I belong to Tir-Cendelius. To whom are you sworn?
Inside you, Zol-Stissa rumbles in protest.
I'll tell you something about Zol-Stissa. She doesn't listen. Know how I know? Because, my friend, when I offered myself to her, she never answered. I was God-woken, and I failed her. But she, too, failed me. When she learned that I could not crush my own compassion, Zol-Stissa deserted me. She deserted all of us.
Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
Almighty Duna, hear my prayer. Save your children.
Useless. Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
Almighty Duna, hear my...
A voice within suggests he just wasn't good enough. He didn't know enough, hadn't developed his powers as best he should, wasn't ruthless enough. He failed because of himself.
I renounced her, and Tir-Cendelius came to me. He soothed me with his gentle words, and I was whole once more. He could do the same for you, if you would have him when you fail. No one ever does, but so far no one has found the ruthlessness their gods demand. Me, I serve Tir-Cendelius. I am at your service. How may I help you?
He takes a deep breath, then bows to you.
I was not ruthless enough to be divine. I could not earn entry to the Council's great academy, but I may serve those who may, if they serve Tir-Cendelius. How can I help you? I prayed to the altars of all 7 gods, all across the island, and pledged my allegiance. You must do the same, and hope they hear you. But most of all, you must be ruthless, where I was not. That I do not know. I prayed at each altar, heard nothing but Tir-Cendelius' voice in the whispers of the trees. Tir-Cendelius tells me all is well. If it may help you, I wish you well.
Have you been to the temple of Zol-Stissa? Is the King's Knight safe? Is Zol-Stissa's chosen champion safe? I was not ready to die. I cannot serve the Lord Zol Stissa if I am dead. I pray the temple has not crumbled, and Zol Stissa's champion is not dead. Ha! You?
He stands head bowed as the blessing courses through him. He raises his hands before him, marveling at their glow. He looks at you at last, his mouth agape. He goes deathly pale.
I am yours. Always.
He sinks to one knee. He looks at you to see if you're serious, and sees that you are. He kneels and bows his head. He swallows hard, then blurts the question.
Who will you destroy to save the kin?
He stares at you in awe. Tears come to the corner of his eyes. He begins to rock back and forth, spellbound in religious ecstasy. The purse is heavy with gold. He begins to pray.
There shall be a new divine, and he shall be a red-skinned prince. There shall be a new divine, and he shall be a red-skinned prince. There shall be a new divine, and he shall be a red-skinned prince.
Be at ease, sister. We're safe now.
Almighty Tuna, hear my prayer. Save your children.
Useless.
The priestess is oblivious to you. Instead, she's locked in frantic, desperate prayer.
Almighty Duna, save your children, deliver us from the void.
Almighty Duna, save your children! Deliver us from the void! Almighty Duna!
The elf's deep golden eyes go wide. A strange smile dances across his mouth, and he starts to roar with laughter.
The gods chose you as their champion. Some bones past their prime. Run home, little godwoken. We find only death here. You speak loudly, young godwoken, but I see only a barking dog. You are not worthy of this temple. Leave. Run back to your hearth. Cower there while death searches for you.
The laughter dies from the elf's eyes, replaced with weary seriousness.
Good. It is proper that the godwoken should not be so easily pushed away. Too many are not ready for the trials ahead. You may proceed. You find no threat here. Not from me, at least. A Rallic ever watch over you.
The elven priest prays serenely. Sensing your presence, he opens his eyes. A long look passes between you as he takes in your face and the color of your skin.
So, the Red Prince is here. Interesting. If revolting. Not every day one meets his annihilator. The very man who, in the darkest depths of his mind, formulated the plan to unleash death fog within the heart of the elven homeland. Denial? Pathetic. We know from the flesh of your generals that it was you who whispered poison in their ears. We know from their flesh that you made the perfect plan to eradicate both us and the Ring. You pretend to be a prince of the House of War, whereas you're nothing but a slave of the House of Shadows. Lies, deception, and death. Those are the pillars that hold your vile empire aloft. Away from me, demon. It is a terrible miracle that a heart as cold as yours manages to beat.
Before you stands a shrine of a particularly strange design. You've seen machinery like this before, in the cave beneath the Black Pits. Here too, the apparatus thrums with power and seems to pull you in.
A customer. Perhaps you'd like to trade. Find something to safeguard your...
His lascivious eyes flick over you to skin-crawling effect.
vulnerable flesh. A distant place called Nemesis. I couldn't resist the lure of this world, though. Such bloodshed and despair truly does loosen purse strings. Your gold can't save you, not against blades.
He gently caresses your arm with a taloned hand.
But perhaps I can. Care to take a peek?
Make trade.
The creature runs a black tongue across its maw while staring at you hungrily. For a brief moment, you see row upon row of jagged teeth stretching right back to its gullet.
A distant, hungry place. Your war draws me. Make trade, or leave.
Your gold.
He gently...
But perhaps I can. Care to take a peek?
The creature stares at you like a wolf observing a...
Trade or go.
Something on your mind, darling?
No one ever regretted having extra help in a fight. Guarantee you that.
I'm afraid that exploring this island would only consume precious time that I need for my work. I shall be remaining here.
It's strange, Godwoken, how much I thought I knew but didn't. How sure I was of the path Lucian had set me upon. How sure I was of me, of what I was capable of, and what I wasn't. Yes, yes. Yet, one more corpse is just one more corpse, isn't it? All the others, they still dissolve to bone. None that I lost can ever return to me. Perhaps we may at least be reunited in the hall. Before, whenever I needed answers, I'd turn to prayer. Now, when I have questions, I'm not sure whom I'd turn to. I think back and realize a dead divine never had answers. The wind carried my words to nowhere and everywhere, but certainly not to Lucian's ears. Even so, I don't think I'm ready to trust myself. Not yet.
You don't look very divine to me. What are you waiting for? Ugh. Let them tear each other to scraps for all I care. You need to ascend. Everything else is a distraction. Please tell me you understand that. I'll kill you and then myself if I find out I brought you all the way here for nothing.
I'm no Godwoken. I have no place on the Nameless Isle. All I can do is urge you to contemplate with the greatest of care every move you make.
Like to take a look at what I've by all means.
Something on your mind, darling?
Allies